Hello, everyone, and welcome to our conference on planning for team success in the new year. I would like to introduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am. I'm Claire Hayek. I'm the founder of MSP, Mind, Soul, Purpose Team Building. I do specialize in team building, team culture, and team performance strategies. I actually founded MSP almost 9 years ago. Time flies. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. I had a vision to transform workplaces into thriving environments where people can grow, they can connect, and have a sense of purpose during their day-to-day work. As an engineer, I worked with and managed many teams for more than 20 years, and I've experienced many challenging times with different organizations. I have worked for including layoffs, as well as M&As, economic slowdowns, I guess you name it. I'm sure you can relate to that. So today I'm here to talk about how we can be prepared for 2024, a year that's kind of looking challenging for many businesses. We're seeing, you all know, we're seeing economic downturns, job cuts, and big changes with AI that we've seen all along in 2023. With hybrid remote work, there's a lot of talk right now about hybrid work and how a lot of employers have realized that maybe they should be adopting remote work because many of them are experiencing a lot of turnover and with employees basically wanting more and more. So here we are. It's also a chance for us to focus on the teams we have and to bring new groups together, despite all the challenges that we might be facing in 2024. And I say we might be facing in 2024 because, I mean, who knows? We can always hope for the best, right? So we'll focus on how to keep your team strong and ready for what's ahead. I would like to remind you that you can share your comments and questions in the event comment section. I have it here right in front of me, and I will be taking a look at it every now and again to address more some of your questions if you have any. And we'll take a couple of minutes anyway in the end before we wrap up for Q&A. All right, so today's agenda will cover 4 key areas. We're going to look first going to start by discussing how a solid team performance strategy is essential for your company's success, for the organizational success. It's about aligning team efforts with business goals and making sure that everyone is working effectively towards the same objectives and everybody feel recognized and listened to. Now, then we're going to go ahead and talk about building a team culture that's both strong and welcoming, which includes creating an environment where every team member feels valued and can contribute fully. We'll continue on and explore how to keep your team performing at its best, especially under challenging circumstances, as we would expect in 2024. Again, I don't want to sound too negative, but you know, it's actual facts and I guess predictions that we have to deal with and be prepared. And again, hopefully these will not be an issue. This will not be an issue, and things will be much better than anticipated. So when we look at how we can maximize team performance, it will involve looking at and setting clear goals, inspiring innovation, recognizing each person's contribution. And then finally, we're going to look at how your team strategy should connect with and support your overall business strategy. This synergy, if you want to call it, we can call it synergy, is what helps your business adapt and thrive even in tough times. So each of these areas is important for going through the year ahead and turning challenges into opportunities so we can grow and be successful. All right, I'm just glancing over here to the comment section. Again, I'll be taking a look every now and again just to make sure that I address any comments or questions during the conference, and we'll look at that also in the end. So why is team performance strategy so vital for any organization, especially as we head into 2024? So this year, we're not just facing typical challenges. We're navigating through what might be a recession. Some predict it to be a mild one, and some are predicting a severe one. I guess we'll need to be prepared for it either way. Therefore, many companies are reorganizing their operations. We hear it on the news. And in this context that we're living in right now, a solid team culture and performance strategy, it become more than just a plan. It's a lifeline, literally. So, for example, if we look at a team strategy report, in particular, in building team culture and performance, becomes a guide and a key driver of productivity and resilience. A comprehensive team strategy report will give us a detailed understanding of our team's dynamics. This is very important, as you can imagine, because it tells us how team members interact, where the strengths lie, and which areas need improvement. This also helps navigate challenges in a more effective way and maintain productivity. So proactive as opposed to reactive. Also, a team strategy report, team strategy analysis, or team strategy period, isn't just a one-size-fits all kind of thing. It's tailored. It provides customized strategies that cater to the unique needs of your team. This customization by itself means the strategies are more likely to succeed because they consider the specific context and challenges that your team faces. When we apply these strategies, we see a significant boost in team performance, even when external conditions are actually tough and are challenging us. Leadership, of course, plays an important role in driving team culture and performance. A team strategy also provides insights and recommendations for leaders to empower their teams effectively, and it includes training and development for the leaders as well, of course. A good strategy has also, I'm sure you all know, a clear and measurable outcome for team performance and culture. KPIs, metrics, they allow us to track progress, identify areas for improvement, and make data-driven decisions, not just blind decisions and reactive decisions. And finally, a team strategy plan, a team strategy report and performance and culture report, implementing that kind of strategy isn't just about immediate gains, immediate results. It's about planting the seeds, I guess, if we can call it that. You can plant the seeds for long-term success. Again, it's all about being proactive and anticipating the need. So it's an investment in creating a team that's not just surviving the tough times, but it's actually prepared for growth and success when conditions improve, which they will. I hope they will. Okay, a solid strategy for team culture and performance is basically a powerful tool that it helps us to be proactive again and not reactive. As you all know, there's a business strategy, there's financial strategy, there's recruitment strategy, there's a sales and marketing strategies, and they're always on the agenda. However, we seldom see a team culture and performance strategy. Why? Why aren't we integrating that as basically as routine practice in an organization? I think what leaders fail to see sometimes, that a team strategy should be at the base of all strategies, because without our assets, without our people, we can design all the strategies that we want, but they might work, but they might also fail if they're not implemented properly with a unified team that is focused and understands the consequences of these resistance or not complying with these strategies. So the idea is to implement them properly with a unified team and a unified force that feels recognized and valued. And this is really, I feel strongly about being proactive when it comes to teams and implementing these team strategies. And we're right now at MSP Teambuilding, we're working a lot with many organizations on offering this as a service to our customers, to our partners. We call them our partners because we're there to help and support in the long term, as opposed to be reactive. I need a team building, Claire, what do I do? As opposed to, we have a plan and we can adjust the plan and be more agile with it as things shift here and there, but we do have a plan and we know where we're heading together. And what we found so far by implementing a team performance and cultural strategy is that budgets are well spent to maximize ROI. It's not just, let's just organize an event because we need to boost motivation. It's more building on what we're doing and keep building on it. Again, it helps drive productivity, build resilience, navigate challenges, if we can consider it by facing the new year and what's ahead. All right, how are we doing on time? All right, next one, building a resilient team culture. Okay, this is the cornerstone of any successful organization. Okay, we hear a lot about how do we build a resilient team culture. Let's start with the first step. It's really ensuring inclusivity and embracing diversity. In a diverse team, each member brings unique perspectives and skills. Okay, inclusivity means making sure every voice is heard and valued. This diversity of thought is essential for innovative problem solving and adapting to change. So that's kind of the baseline. And trust, what about trust? Trust is the foundation of any strong team culture. It's about creating an environment where team members feel safe to share ideas, give feedback, take risks. Building trust involves being transparent, having a transparent communication, consistent action, showing vulnerability as leaders. Okay, leaders often don't show that vulnerability, always focus on that strong front, but actually vulnerability could really boost that trust in an organization. And of course, when we have trust, teams can face challenges more effectively and be more open without feeling that, you know, the fingers are being pointed at them. Quickly, a couple of things that we could do to build trust. One of them I highly recommend is Team Totem that we actually certified to facilitate. I don't know if you know about Team Totem, but it's a great way to get to know our colleagues. It's a great way to communicate who we really are and get people to connect at a deep level. Another one that we facilitate is called Anybody Else, and it's an activity where we put a team in a circle, and each person, one person, everybody takes turn. Each person would go inside the circle and shares a fact about themselves that, you know, we're not talking I cook, you know, I'm a sushi chef. We're talking about really being vulnerable and revealing something that is truly affected us in our life, or maybe brought us to this day. Typically what we hear, I was bullied when I was a teen, or I struggle with mental health, etc. The way it works is that, and you can, you know, try to facilitate, of course, that on your own with certified kind of HR professionals that understands human relations. So when you do step in that circle and reveal something like this and you're being vulnerable, then the facilitator would say, anybody else? Then other team members would join the person in the circle if they relate to what they just shared and they feel that they actually maybe have experienced the same thing, or they know somebody that is close to them that has experienced the same thing. So we do that, and then the person everybody steps back, and we, you know, now we're in a circle and we continue on to the next person. It's a great way to build trust and to build a safe space. I hope that really helps you. That's a concrete example that you can apply. All right. What about fostering a sense of belonging. Each team member needs to feel that they belong. It involves recognizing individual contributions, celebrating team achievements. This is a great time of the year to do it, and ensuring that everyone feels their work is meaningful. Every little step, every little decision, every little task they do is important. One activity that we do called Mosaic Vision is a great way to boost team culture and feel a sense of belonging. You can watch videos on YouTube on our channel for that. Also, a sense of belonging creates a supportive environment where team members are more engaged and motivated. Again, there's so many activities you can leverage with that. Activities that involve CSR, corporate social responsibility. Lego Serious Play is another workshop, great workshop that you could use for fostering a sense of belonging. And practicing appreciation. Here's a little tip quickly that can help you. You can decide that every day or once a week, you can encourage people to take 2 minutes to write an appreciation message to a coworker. I know organizations, some clients do it every day or once a week, right? So just write a little note. If you're in the office, just drop it at their desk and sign your name. Or you can send a little message in the chat, whether you use Slack, Teams, or whichever platform you use. That goes so far in showing appreciation, and not just leaders appreciating their teams, but there's no hierarchy in appreciation. So don't make it hierarchical. Don't make it a boss and an employee thing. Make it just a cultural team culture thing. Again, if we continue on with resilient team culture, this is what we're talking about in case you just joined us. Adaptability is very important, and focusing on continuous learning. Encouraging your team to embrace change, learn from mistakes, and continuously develop their skills. It really helps with their mindset. It helps the team remain flexible and prepared for any challenges that might come up. It goes without saying, supporting mental health and well-being. We've touched on that last week, actually, and you can watch the video. It's actually available on our page, on our LinkedIn page, and it will also be available on our YouTube and all our social media. I would highly recommend you listen to it, because we had 3 amazing speakers specialized in mental health and well-being that shared their tips on it. What about empowerment? Empowerment is about giving your team members the autonomy to make decisions and taking ownership of their work. I know a lot of leaders hesitate about that, and they want that sense of control, but why not every now and again make your team members make them feel empowered. If they feel more empowered, that they're taking ownership of their work, they are more invested in their work, and they're more invested in the success of the team. It's a win-win. So to put this into practice, again, I gave you a whole bunch of tips. Consider regular team building activities, open forums for discussion, training sessions, focused on developing soft skills like empathy and communication. There's so much activities out there for emotional intelligence. All right, we're good on time. Moving on. Let's shift the focus now to maximizing team performance. I mean, I'm sure you know how to do that. I'm just going to touch on that and give you a couple of tips. Okay, so again, how can we maximize team performance? Set clear and achievable goals. Okay, these goals should be clear, achievable, aligned with the broader objective of the organization. It will give your team a focused direction and a clear understanding of what they are working towards. There's no ambiguity, right, in the process. What about encouraging innovation and creative thinking? A lot of organizations fall short of that. In tough times, thinking outside the box becomes more important than ever. Encourage your team to be innovative, come up with creative solutions, especially when resources are limited. A lot of organizations are cutting down, they're laying people off. Focus on your core group that remains, and foster that encouragement with creative solutions and brainstorming. This could mean rethinking processes, trying new approaches. How can you incorporate AI in your operation, or adopting new tools that are out there, or finding more efficient ways to work? Again, Lego Serious Play is a great one for that, where really encourage innovation and creative thinking. Recognizing and rewarding hard work. It's a powerful motivator. Acknowledging your team's hard work and achievements, big or small, not only boosts morale and keeps motivation high. Recognition can take many forms, from a simple thank you to more formal rewards. As I mentioned, the appreciation initiative, if you just joined our discussion, I shared that 3-4 minutes ago. You can rewind if you're just watching the rerun. Effective communication, again, open and transparent communication is extremely important to drive high performance. Why don't we do regular check-ins? Team meetings and open door policies can help maintain this flow of communication. Create a safe space. I can't say it enough. I know I've talked about it a couple of minutes ago, but it's so crucial. Again, it's important, using the example I gave anybody else, eliminating hierarchy during meetings, for instance, keeping it all on the same level. Finally, it's one of the last 2 points I have for this. Understanding the weakness and the strength of your team is very important to maximize performance. There's a lot of tools out there. I'm not going to go in details. I'm sure you've all probably done it, and if you haven't done it, I strongly recommend you do a workshop, a color test workshop, or a DISC test workshop, or doing psychometric tests to assess the aptitudes and skills, as well as the personality of your team. Team Totem is great at that too. It's not an official psychometric test, but it's a fun team building activity that also combines our profile. And what we come up with is an animal totem and a quality totem for our team member, which is a great way to kind of drop that mask, right? Adapting to change, that is pretty much equals high-performing teams. One goes hand in hand with the other. Again, KPIs are extremely important to track and measure the performance against the set goals. So use these metrics to celebrate successes, to learn from setbacks, and make informed decisions about future strategies. Okay, I'm going to pause here for a second and take any questions you may have in the chat. I don't see any, but please do share or engage in the chat, because that really helps make it more interesting. I'd love to hear from you and see what you think so far. Give me a thumbs up or some kind of reaction to see that you're following, that this is making sense and this is serving you and adding value to you as I continue on. So again, don't be shy. You go in the event and you thumb up, you send a reaction. All right, let's move on to the synergy between team and business strategies, and how can that work together? The first step in creating synergy is aligning the team objectives with the broader business goals, okay? Also, how we can, get that synergy is to encourage collaboration between different departments or teams, instead of working in silos. So again, encourage collaboration between departments, between different even offices or different groups or teams or projects. Sometimes you can learn a lot from each other, even if we're working on different tasks or working in different project settings. Encouraging that collaboration and that open communication, we can learn a lot from each other. Again, let's drop the silos and do not let virtual work get in the way of collaboration. I don't think we can use that as an excuse anymore. I think we are seasoned now. We're ready to, work with virtual. We're hybrid, we're virtual setting. There's in-person setting. It's all working together. We have no choice. We have to work on it. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there's an anticipation, a prediction that a lot of the employers moving into 2024, they're going to consider accepting remote work for a lot of their workforce, because they learned that for many, hybrid work is not working for them, and it's actually causing people to leave the company. Again, this of course applies to different industries, different settings. I'm just kind of repeating. I think I read it on LinkedIn. Very interesting, though. It was really interesting to read. Innovation. Foster an environment where innovation is shared, is a shared objective, right? Innovation is the center of what we do, and it's a shared objective across the organization. This, for instance, could involve setting up innovation labs, hackathons, where teams come together just to sit, talk, connect, and brainstorm. And why not develop new ideas that could benefit the business as a whole? Actually, I read it in a book, and I believe it was The Buddha and the Badass by Vishen Lakhiani, the CEO of Mindvalley. He mentioned that giving permission for failure is very important in an organizational setting. And I believe what he shared, and don't quote me on this as far as the numbers, that Google aims for 50% of their projects to have a 50% rate of success or failure. Think of that. Think about that. This is big. And this is how businesses can be bold. I believe when they implemented Gmail, the idea of Gmail and the free account and all that, that was one of those ideas. And they just launched it, and it could have failed miserably, but it didn't. I mean, it's huge now. All right. And there's two more points when it comes to the synergy and how these can work together, is just plan regular strategy alignment sessions. Okay, so these sessions can be discussed can be used to discuss progress, share insights, and adjust the strategy as needed. There's no perfect strategy when we first put it together. There's always, of course, adjustments to be made. And also learning and development plan, make sure that it's aligned to support the business strategies. If I give an example, if let's say expanding into new markets is a business goal, provide language training or cultural competence workshops for your teams. All right. It's 5:28. That's crazy how time flies. I don't see any comments. It's all good. I would love to get more questions so we can go into Q&A on our next session next year. So about that, I just want to wrap up quickly and tell you that 2024 is a year to, hopefully, let's be proactive with our teams. Before I close the session, I want to encourage you to share suggestions and in the event comment post after we close on topics that you'd like us to address in the new year, involving obviously workplace challenges or any other subjects related to human resources, team building, and team culture. We're aiming to host a regular bi-weekly or monthly LinkedIn live sessions in 2024. And I'd love to have you join us again for more insightful discussions. So please follow our page for updates on future events. We'll be posting these as we go. Have a wonderful evening. And I want to take the time to wish you all happy holidays, since this is our last conference of the year. I look forward to connecting with you all again in the new year. Thank you very, very much.